What is up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. You're watching Buchanan Motorsports, and boy, oh boy, do I get myself into some situations. What we got going on here is the motor we just installed and spent all the time with for the Motor Swap series. Well, guess what? It's coming out. Back here in the garage, I've been working on something. I'm filthy already. I apologize, but you've probably seen in the previous video that we went to the Junkyard in Huntsville, Texas, picked up us a 5.3 liter with 90,400 miles on it. Fired it up, was able to listen to it run, purred like a kitten, oil pressure looked good, no noises whatsoever, no lifter tick, none of that stuff. So I picked it up. We've got it tore down back here. I'll walk in here in just a second. But anyway, I want to say thank you. Appreciate everybody subscribing. We got a ton of people that are watching that aren't subscribed. If you ain't subscribed, think about doing that for us. It'll help us out, get some our content out there. So let's get into this. All right, so a little backstory. What do we got going on here? I've already got the intake pulled off, but before we get going too far, this is the motor we've got about, I want to say it's about 2,800 miles on. It's been through a set of BTR lifters. Right now it's got GM Performance lifters in it, which is, they're all roughly about the same, the LS7 lifters. Anyway, it's got some noise in it, and to me it sounds like valve train. Before we ever installed this motor, we installed pack springs, lapped all the valves, new valve seals. We just did the trunnion upgrade. It's got, again, it's had full sets of lifters in it. For some reason, I can't get rid of it, at least what it sounds like valve train. Anyway, so we're getting ready to tear this thing down. We have a bunch of good parts that are still on this. I mean, the cam and the lifters in it right now, they've only got about 150 miles on them. So I'm not dealing with this no more. This motor's coming out. We'll pull all of our good parts on the new motor we got back here in the garage. I've already got it stripped down. Gonna get it cleaned up a little bit. We're probably not gonna get as detailed as we were with this one. I gotta get this truck up and running, so I got a few days to do it. But we're going to use some of the, like I said, some of the parts off this one, on that one. Let me walk you back there, show you what we got going on in the garage. All right, guys. I didn't do a motor build series, but I hadn't started YouTube whenever I was actually built the motor that's in that truck. We had just started the YouTube thing whenever I started putting that in the truck. So there may be a couple pictures, a couple shorts on YouTube that I put up that look very, very similar to this. Well, we're right back in the same situation. What we got here, 90,000 mile, 5.3 liter, came out of a 2004 Suburban. And already had a set of headers on it. I mean, I haven't really hardly done much cleanup. I did a little bit on the front up here, but that's about it. Already sent all the rockers and all that through the ultrasonic cleaner. But what we're going to do, like I said, get this thing cleaned up. We're going to get the harmonic balancer off of it. We're going to get the front cover off, replace front and rear covers, timing chain, sprocket, cam. I am going to go ahead and put my high pressure oil pump in it. That I'll pull off the old motor. So I'll verify everything is 100% pristine before it ever goes back in this one. I know it sounds kind of weird that I would take something that's good, but it's still got 90,000 miles on it, guys. So I want to get the one that's over there that's got 2,000 miles on it and get it put in. So anyway, it's going to be kind of a little flip-flopping back and forth. Again, it's not going to be a step-by-step kind of a situation, but I wanted to bring y'all along nonetheless. And, you know, sometimes stuff don't go according to script, and we're in one of those situations, so we're going to do the best we can to make it the best outcome, I guess. So here we go. All right, guys, so here's our game plan. We're going to go ahead and remove the intake, get it out of the way. We'll undo the plug wires, get the headers disconnected, pull the fans, give us a little extra room. I'm going to try to leave the harness in the truck. I'll disconnect it from the motor, the grounds, and all that kind of good stuff. But I'm going to try to leave that in the truck. I don't want to have to pull all that stuff back out again. It may end up where I have to do it. I've never done it like that, but we're going to see if it'll work. We'll probably go ahead and take the alternator off. I will disconnect the power steering pump, kind of lay it to the side. We'll unbolt the compressor and compressor mount over here on the passenger side and lay it over to the side. That way we don't have to break the system open and lose our refrigerant. And then I'll get my motor plate in here on the top, valley cover plate, lifting, whatever you want to call it. We'll get it over here and work on getting it buttoned up, tightened down, get up under there, do the converter bolts, and start working on transmission bolts. So yeah, we got a lot of work to do. It's about 5:30 in the evening. Got home roughly about 2 o'clock this afternoon with the motor. Been out here for a couple hours, getting a game plan together, stripping down the other one, kind of cleaning it up, seeing what we got. So anyway, we're gonna get into this. I don't know how much we're gonna get done today, but we're gonna get something done. So here we go. All right, guys, here's a quick update. It is 7:15, so a little less than 2 hours later, working by myself. So I got the AC compressor disconnected from the mount. It's just kind of loose sitting here to the side. Power steering pump sitting to the side. Intake off. Obviously, valley cover off, excuse me. I'm going to go get my lift plate. All the sensors, the starter, all the wiring harness is disconnected from the motor. Got the torque converter bolts out. Got a couple of the bottom transmission bolts loose. I got to work on those top ones. Actually, it looks like I may be able to sneak a couple of them from up here without being too big of a pain. So I'm going to get the transmission supported. Thing I got left, I got the 3 motor mount bolts on either side. And then once I get the transmission loose, we're coming out. This thing will be out of here in no time. So it'll be about dinner time here shortly. So see what Mama wants to do about eating. And then I'm hoping maybe we can get this thing pulled this evening. We'll just see. We'll see how it goes. So, and I do have the manifolds. They're disconnected as well. It's just sitting there. So theoretically, the motor should come up without too much of a problem. So we'll see. We'll see how it goes. If not, I'll have to get under there and disconnect that. I was trying to do it without disturbing the gaskets and having to redo all that garbage. So that's a pain always to keep from leaking. So, well, guys, we got the old one out. New one's tore down to a point where I can start swapping some parts and get this show back on the road to putting everything back together, firing this joker back up. So I'm praying that this works out well for us. Again, this motor right here this morning, when I fired it up before they ever pulled it, was smooth as you could imagine. So anyway, we're well on our way. So not bad for working by yourself. It obviously takes longer, and I am wore out. So I am fixing to down a couple bottles of water. I'm gonna go get a good shower, and I'll be back out here in the garage in the morning, getting ready to button this thing up so we can put it back in. All right, guys, it's the next day here, getting everything up and rolling this morning. So plan is today, get parts swapped over from the old motor to the new motor, cam, springs, high pressure oil pump, some of that kind of stuff that's brand new. We're gonna get that thrown in the new motor and get everything ready to be put back in the truck this afternoon. We got new motor mounts, all that kind of stuff. So we're gonna get all that put on and get this thing put back together. Just a quick little side note, in case you've never seen this before, but these hoods actually have a service mode on them. If you take and unbolt your
bolt from the normal spot right here on both sides and run it into this other hole. This is already a pre-existing hole. It'll give you a little bit more room like that to be able to make your lift out of the engine bay. So this is how we were able to do it last night. Left the transmission in place, got it supported under there. AC system still intact. Compressor just sitting there. We've got the exhaust manifolds sitting there. Like I said, we got a bunch of cleanup. The harness is completely in there. Power steering still intact. So hopefully we get all this stuff put together over here in the garage. We come in here and stab it. The worst part is get those stupid transmission bolts. Those things are a pain. So that'll be the worst part about getting this whole thing back together, is getting that transmission mated back up. And then, like I said, hopefully this evening we'll be able to not fire it up, but we'll be well on our way to getting this thing put back together. And hopefully tomorrow we'll have this thing wrapped up. I'm not in a super hurry. I do want to get it done, but you know, we're going to take our time and do it right. So,
All right, guys, we got the front cover taking off the new motor. We're getting ready. We got these 4 out for the oil pump. We got to turn it over, still get the 10 millimeter off the whole pickup tube. One thing I did take off was the retainer plate. I've got the water pump bolts installed, and we're going to swap this cam over without pulling the heads. So we're using the 5/16 dowels, the wooden dowels. They're cut at 2 foot each. So I took, just for reference, I have another set over here ready for the old motor. I just referenced it against the back of the block just to make sure I was all the way in, and we're in all the way, so no issues there. So we're gonna get ready to pull the stock cam out of here. We'll set it to the side. I got a pile of parts over here I'm collecting. And then once we get this thing out, cleaned up, get the oil pump off, like I said, we'll roll it over, get the pan off, get the oil pump off, and then clean it all out real good. Get ready to start doing the exact same thing over here to our old motor. And all this stuff is like freaking brand new. So this old gasket right here flaked off, so it was ready to be changed. I'll clean up all these surfaces. Already started working on some of these where the water pump goes. That's how we'll get it all cleaned up and be ready to go back together here in a little bit, hopefully, without too many issues. So. All right, guys, I was just trying to take the little Scotch-Brite wheel and just barely buff the surface, try to get the old gasket material off of there. It was looking kind of like this. I got to work on this one. I won't do that one with the wheel. I just do it by hand, get a wire brush. But you can see I didn't get into the metal at all. It still got the machining marks in it. So just trying to, again, take the little bit of time while I got this apart to make sure that it comes out pretty good. So I don't want this thing leaking at all. I like to put this thing in there, no leaks, and, you know, go about our business. So that's what we're hoping for. Also, on a side note, I did go ahead and pull our number 8 cap and check our bearings. Bearings are looking real good. I got a couple pictures of that. I'll try to add those if I can think about it into the video. But cam bearings are looking pretty good. Very minimal wear. Again, this is only 90,000 miles, so LS bearings are bad about wearing anyway, but I really don't see much copper. So we're just gonna make sure everything's clean, get the windows tray cleaned up a little bit, get it back on here, get this other motor over here. We're gonna get it. I got the oil drain in right now. We're gonna get it tore down so that I can get the cam and all that good stuff out of it. So that's where we're at with it. This is a brand new Melling high pressure oil pump. 10295 part number, brand new. So we'll get to reuse that. These are ARP retainer bolts. Boys timing sprocket. And a LS2 style chain. We've got the Texas Speed retainer plate. We'll get the Torx for that. All right, for our retain plate, T40 Torx. Nice and smooth. Be careful not to strip these. All right. All right. Retainer plate. Looking spectacular. All right, guys, we got our water pump bolts ready. We're gonna take the rockers off. Already got them broke loose. These have the BTR B2 trunnion upgrade kit in them. We just did a video on that. If you ain't seen that, check that out. All right, let's get all these out of here. Love GM for how they did this. Makes it so easy. That's one side. The other side. All right. All right, so now we've got our two dowel rods, 5/16 dowel rods cut to 24 inches each. We're gonna spin this cam over, try to get them lifters up in the bores. And we'll work them in one at a time. Look, take your time in doing this. Worst thing you want to do, especially if in a motor that you're not going to come all the way apart with, is break this thing off in the head or off in the motor. So just like that, just firm pressure. If you got to push too hard, then back up, start over, because try to spin that cam a little bit more. So looks like we're in real good shape here. We're gonna get this brand new BTR cam out of here. Trying not to tear it up. Just checking everything over real quick, see if there's any markings or anything on it, anything weird going on. Everything looks great. Really don't see any signs of damage, any reason why it would have been making noise. I don't think this was our problem, but again, just looking it all over. So there you have it. We got the cam out. Now we need to get the springs out. All these push rods can come out. Not using those. All right, guys, here's where we're at. We've got the motor sitting back upright, the new one. We've got the bottom pan, pickup tube, oil pump, timing chain, all buttoned up. We are fixing to work on swapping springs out on the heads. I've got everything off the old motor that we're going to use. I'll probably pull lifters out. These are the GM Performance lifters. I'll keep those in my back pocket just in case I need something. But for now, that's what we're going to do. We will, I don't know, probably clean this up, try to figure out what was making some noise. And then, I don't know if we'll end up putting it back together. Maybe send it to the machine shop. I'm not sure exactly what we're doing with it yet. So anyway, we'll figure that out. But in the meantime, we got to get this one back up and running, get it all put back together, kind of cleaned up most of the surfaces. I've got some more to do up here. Wipe these down before we go back together with the front cover. Get the cam sprocket, all that good stuff back on it. Get the chain, all that buttoned up. You could probably go ahead and do that. It probably wouldn't hurt anything. So anyway, just kind of give you a quick update. So keep following along. We're making progress. It's slow but surely. All right, this is again our truck Norris cam. This thing has only got maybe 150 miles on it, so it is looking pristine. I just went ahead and hit it with the brake clean, even though it came out of a clean motor. We've had it wrapped up, sitting to the side. It's only been out for an hour or so. Just kind of, again, looking everything over one more time, getting ready to get the assembly lube. We're using the Lucas Oil assembly lube. We'll get it lubed up. We'll get it put in there. We'll get our retainer plate on, torque down, and timing sprocket, all that good stuff on there real quick. I decided to wait on the springs. That's going to be a little bit more time-consuming, tedious. So I'm going to try to get a little bit more done here real quick, and we'll throw this in there. All right, guys, this is a pretty easy process. Again, we've cleaned, degreased, inspected, made sure everything looked 100% on this thing. We're going to go ahead, be pretty liberal with our assembly lube, get it on all of our lobes, our journals. Again, we're just going to do the first couple. We'll get it installed partially, and then we will start lubing up the rest of them. Anyway, so again, don't be shy with this stuff. It's worth using. Keep plenty of it on hand when you're doing a fresh motor rebuild. Right now, it's super important to have plenty of lube on your journals. Those are the things that are going to come into contact with right away, the bearings in there. Obviously, you want some on the lobes of your cam for when we pull these rods back out of there. The lifters have some lubrication, I guess. So keep that in mind. Just think about what this is actually doing. It'll help you understand a little bit more what's going on. All right, that looks pretty good. We'll go ahead and continue to install this, being very, very gentle with those cam bearings and the journals. Kind of spin it. I usually kind of spin it a little bit as I go. That way you work that lube onto the bearings. Nice and easy. Nice and easy. That very end can be a little bit tougher. There we go. And what I do is I give it a couple good rotations. Make sure everything is, all them bearings are good and lubricated. So that's looking good. Let me get cleaned up here, and then we will get ready to pull these rods out. Let our lifters kind of relax a little bit. They're probably not going to come all the way down unless their just trays are really loose. They're probably not going to come down onto the camshaft just yet until we put our push rods back in it, start tensioning up our springs after we work the heads over real quick. So let me get all this surface prepped up, cleaned up, get these rods taken out. Let's go ahead and do that real quick. Nice and easy. Again, don't force nothing. All right. We've got our cam retaining plate. again, inspect everything, make sure it's in good shape. This one's brand new. So we will make sure that we get those started. Just gonna kind of get them started, get everything centered up. Then I will, off camera, I will go through, add some Loctite. I'm gonna get all those torque down. 18 foot-pounds. I'm just gonna kind of snug these up slowly, sneak up on the 18 foot-pounds. There's 1, 2, 3, 4. Just verify it one more time. All right, there's our cam retaining plate. Next, we'll get our sprocket. I'll fish the chain. The chain is laying down in here. I've got it already in there. We're already on top dead center on the crank. Verified that before I put the oil pump on. We'll get the sprocket. We'll get everything clocked up in here. So, I've got my ARP hardware, my sprocket. Let me see if I can get our chain back up here so it'll want to play. Very important that you index your sprocket so that your dots are lining up, dot to dot here. That is dot to dot. So I'm gonna get a couple of these started. We're gonna Loctite these down. I ain't gonna bore you with all that. All right, 25 foot-pounds. All right, we're there. All right, guys. Again, I don't claim to be an engine builder, but I've done this a couple times. So what we're going to do is this is the heads off the old motor. We're going to pull our pack springs off. These are, like I said, got about 2,800 miles on them maybe. I got a cheap Amazon spring compressor that I have replaced the stud on, replaced the nut. The crap they send you is... It's just that. It's cheap. It's garbage. It may last a couple valve springs before it decides it wants to gall up and cause a problem. Of course, using an impact on it probably ain't helping the situation. So I do have a 13 millimeter ratcheting wrench right here that I will use if I need it. I try to be easy with it. But we just got it on there. Got it on the studs or on the rocker stud holes. We got this one ready to go. We're going to compress this. All right. And usually what happens, guys, is that the valve on the backside opens. I know y'all can't really see, but let's see here. The valve on the backside will open. So what I do is just take a dead blow and kind of center it up. One of our valves, both retainers are already off. The other one is just sitting here. We'll use our spring, get our retainers off, and then we can back this nut off of here. Get all the tension off our springs. I'll usually just rotate this 90 degrees, and then I can get the spring out. Or keep the your other hardware here. And what I've got over here, sorry I didn't have that ready to go, but what I've got over here is the original springs that came off this set of heads. So anyway, I got the original springs that came off these heads. We're going to go back on. I don't know what the future is for these heads, so I'm not getting too crazy about cleaning everything up right now. If we end up going back together with this motor to using something, then It's probably gonna go to the machine shop anyway. So again, put a little tension on them. Springs are open on the back side. Nice and centered. Don't get crazy with it and hit that thing off center, because you can bend a valve, and if you're going to reusing these heads and valves and all that stuff, then you're going to have a problem. So in this case, I'm still being careful. We're not going to reuse these heads on the motor we're putting together. So I'm still being, like I said, still being careful. So what I'll do right here, guys, is I'll typically once I get the retainers on there, I'll kind of bump the valve back down. If you do that, the retainers will want to, they'll lock in place right there. And then if you hit it with the impact again, they don't go flying everywhere because they're not locked down. So right now, we're literally just putting the tension back on it, and those two are done. So we're going to continue to go through the rest of this, get the last 6 springs off of here, and then we will be moving on to the actual motor we're going to be using, so that we can take those off. We're going to do that with it on the motor. We'll apply air to the cylinder. I've got a fitting over here. We could hook up the compressor, apply air so we don't drop the valve. So hopefully that don't cause us too many problems. I've done it before. They can be a little bit more of a pain than doing it like this, but I really don't want to pull the heads on that thing. So anyway, that's where we're at. All right, guys, we're over here at the engine now. We're getting ready. We're replacing the springs. This is the tool that I've got that goes in the cylinder head with a quarter turn. Hooks up to your air compressor. Allows us to put air into the cylinder, hold the valves. So it's the same cylinder spring compressor tool that we use over there on the table. We're going to use it now the same way here. I've got paper towels stuck in every hole so nothing can get down into the cylinder head or into the motor. So here we go. We're going to do that. Takes a couple minutes each, about 5 minutes each. Giving yourself a little bit of time. All the new springs that I'm putting in have already been run through the ultrasonic cleaner. They came straight out of there, got the brake clean job, and now they're in the head. So we've got 2 left to do over here, 8 on the other side, and then we'll be done, ready to continue to put this thing back together. Looking good so far. All right, guys, here's the deal. We got to get this thing wrapped up. I still would like to stab this thing in that truck tonight. This has gone a little bit slower than, I wanted it. However, it is what it is. I'm not worried about it. As long as it's done right, that's all I care about. So let me take a quick break, kind of get a game plan of what I want to do. I want to swap some sensors over. That had all new GM sensors in it. So I'm not sure. That oil pressure sensor looks pretty new. But I'm going to go ahead and swap all the sensors over. That way I'm 100%. I know all those worked. I knew these worked. There was no dash lights or engine lights or, any kind of weird stuff when I ran this at the junkyard yesterday. But, just peace of mind. I'm not sure what brand some of these are. So we're going to get those swapped over, get this thing buttoned up, get it ready to go in the truck. Sounds pretty easy, right?